afternoon. That's for sure. Cameron Ling out there, Stephen King leading the way. It's a massive game as they take on the Demons, and it's really a huge game for Melbourne as well. We talk about the Cats with their outside chance of slipping into the finals. Well, the Melbourne will be there. It's a matter of where, and the top 4 places up for grabs for them.
Well, obviously important, the top 4 spot. You could probably get the right to host a final, at least in the second round. Neats out of the side is a huge loss. 8 goals last week, and probably he's the one that inspired the Demons win last week. So obviously that will benefit the Cats. So the Demons up against it today without their skipper in David Neats.
Yes, indeed. Well, we talked about what's up for grabs for them. Let's have a closer look. St Kilda claiming 3rd spot last night with their win over the Bulldogs, but Melbourne can take over from them, and all they have to do is win, and they'll have the all-important second chance.
Well, I think at the start of each season, you hope to finish in the top 4 as a football club. Melbourne got their chance today to secure it, but down there we see Geelong just out of the 8. They've got to win. That's all they've got to do. Give themselves a chance for the Bulldogs to stumble next week.
All right, well, there is a change in each team. Let's find out more from Michael Christian. Good afternoon, Chris O.
Good afternoon, Hutto. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, confirmation. David Neats will be missing, the Melbourne captain for the Demons this afternoon. Colin Sylvia into the side. And one change also for the Cats. Andrew Mackie is out. Kent Kingsley in. Let's have a close look at these sides for this afternoon. We start with the Geelong forward line, and Brad Ottens, 3 goals last week against the Swans, but just 1 goal in 3 games against Melbourne playing for Geelong. Across the half forward line, Nathan Ablett, well, at centre-half forward perhaps this afternoon, just 1 goal this year in his 5 games. And brother Gary not doing that well either, just 1 goal in his last 5 games. So the Ablett brothers, I'm sure, will be looking to kick a bag full between them this afternoon. As we look at the midfields, Jared Rook on Travis Johnson, that'll be an intriguing battle. Rook, of course, outstanding last week against the Swans on Adam Goods. And what about the ruck battle? Jeff White up against Stephen King. Stephen King really getting into some good form against the Swans last week. And White, number 3 in the competition for hitouts. McDonald and Corey, wonderful battle that will be as well. And it's some real intriguing battles right through the midfield in this game this afternoon. As we look at the Melbourne forward line, minus captain David Neats, Russell Robertson will play at full forward. He's kicked 4 goals and on average over the last 4 games against the Cats, so he'll be certainly looking to do well. And Byron Pickett, I'm sure all Melbourne people will be happy to see Byron Pickett to add some toughness and hardness in that Melbourne forward line this afternoon. The interchange benches for both clubs, Sylvia, Godfrey, Bartram and Jones for the Demons, Kingsley, Prismal, Steve Johnson on the bench, along with Kane Tenace for the Cats. Back to you, Hutto.
Thank you, Michael. Well, there are the lineups. David Neats not there despite his great performance last week. He's going to be fit and ready for Melbourne, though, for the finals. Hasn't really been in great shape in the finals in recent years. We mentioned Peter Riccardi getting a farewell. Well, he's handed his number 15 Guernsey over to young Ryan Gamble, a recruit from Millicent in South Australia originally. And so good luck for young Gamble, who was a draft pick last year. Well, a draft pick back in 1999 was Corey Enright, number 47 from Port Adelaide in the national draft. He's now played 100 games with the Cats. He's been in good form this year. Aaron Davey back in the last couple of weeks for the Demons. He's figured in the last couple of close matches between these 2 sides, they've gone down to the wire. So has Josh Hunter. Wonder if they will again this afternoon. Nathan Ablett tries to make his move. Gary would love to kick it to him. Here he comes. He's got it. Ablett. What a special moment. That's probably one for you. Melbourne are in front.
From 55, he loads up. It's going. It's offline. Melbourne have won. Melbourne have won. A dramatic game of football. What a comeback. What a game at Skill Stadium. What a chance with the side move. Can he get a second? He dribbled the goal. Oh, and he's celebrating his hut before the ball arrived. And that is confident. He kicks towards goal. Miracle. And Melbourne have got it. They've come from 21 points down. It's a great victory.
and footy showing that it's got a big heart yet again today. All of the footballers down here are wearing rainbow laces on their footy boots. You'll have a look at those. The boundary riders have got involved as well. It's for Zadie's Rainbow Foundation. Zadie Turner, a young girl who died suddenly at 7 years of age in 2004. They are raising awareness for organ and tissue donation. www.zadie.org. It's the National Donor Awareness Week, mid-Feb, early next year. A wonderful cause. The players here have got involved. A fantastic thing for everyone to get involved. And I'm reliably informed that the boys upstairs are also wearing their rainbow shoelaces today.
Yes, Andy, thank you very much. What a game it promises to be. As you said, perfect condition. And there's Brad Otten's big game, big responsibility for him this afternoon. And Matthew Scarlett is starting in the offensive goal square, starting at full forward, which is a massive move for Geelong. There's Nathan Ablett. He's starting up at centre half forward, but Matthew Scarlett, the news, Steve, of the day. We didn't expect that.
Didn't expect that. Obviously, with Neitz out of the side, of course, Scarlett did a huge job on Barry Hall last week, so up forward, he'd love that.
So a big game here at Skilled Stadium. Massive opportunity for the Cats. They're not out of the race in the final 8 if they can get over the Demons this afternoon. The first bounce, King gets it down. Chance for Pickett, who bursts through back in the side this afternoon. Now Johnston. Little left foot kick around the body out wide towards Bell. The boundary line will beat him, so a boundary throw in on the wing, opening seconds of this big match down at Skilled Stadium.
Means Tom Lonigan has gone into defence and he's playing on Miller across half forward.
Well, it's a good challenge. The other one is Ling's gone straight to Brock McLean.
All right, in dispute on the wing, Bartel, who's been consistent for the Cats this year, not doing much there. Bruce and Ling tangling. They'll probably do that a fair bit this afternoon. Corey, King too slow. Just got it on in time. Travis Johnston. Bartel perhaps could have got a free. Bruce and Johnston, such the playmaker. In the end, the outlet for Pickett. Good aggression shown though by Wojcinski, who's back in the team today after being dropped last week. Melbourne. Good spirit about this as it goes to 50. Otten's charging out. Whelan always follows the ball hard. Ablett and Johnston. The Demons being forced to put the foot down here and up to the wing. Ward, who's been very consistent for them this season. No score. Lively start at Skilled Stadium.
Ward just backward of the wing, drives it low and hard towards half forward. Coming out to meet it was the Geelong player in Egan. He couldn't control it. In fact, it's Lonigan. Good handball though to Milburn. Chapman back to Lonigan. Good play by the young man, although the kick was ordinary. Chance though for Nathan Ablett, 60 from goal. Shares it with brother Gary. He chips it towards half forward, but getting back. I think it was intended for Scarlett, but getting back. Good mark taken by Aaron Davey.
Jeff White for Nathan Carroll. And now the Demons can push through the middle. Bell, Green. And Bruce has got away. He's off the leash at half forward. Should give to Miller. Miller just needs to be steady. And the opening goal is his. And it is.
Miller and Lonigan. Miller kicking just his second goal of the year. And Lonigan was caught up the ground after he caused the turnover himself. So he was made to pay the price. Back in the centre. Neither ruckman touchment. There's an infringement. Which way will it go? It'll go to Stephen King against Jeff White. Third in the competition for hitouts this year, Jeff White, although Stephen King ran into some very good form last week. 21 hitouts against the Swans, his season's best. So a little indecisive, wants to handball, and handballs out wide, puts Egan under the pump, has to come back inside onto the left boot, does it though effectively, and a good mark taken by Chapman. Too far out to score. Runners to his outside. One of them's Enright. He can play on Corey Enright. Drives it in low and hard to Scarlett. Oh, he got fingertips to it. Couldn't control it all. Taken high there was Ottens, but the umpire suggesting perhaps that he ducked his head. It's tied up, and we'll get a bounce 35 metres from the Geelong goal.
Sos, what do you think about the move of Scarlett forward?
I don't mind it. The one thing I'd like him to do is actually come up and play a little bit. Obviously, Carroll, he's comfortable playing on the last line. I reckon he needs to come up and play a little bit.
Ottens, the only player there was Whelan. A little indecisive, but eventually kicks from half back. Target is Uze, but out-strengthening him is Hunt, who marks on the wing. Kicks it back inside the corridor on a good mark taken by Johnson.
Nothing immediately on offer. Hence the delay, and good pass, and well, I thought well taken by Nathan Ablett.
Give us a push if it wasn't a mark.
Umpire disagreed. Pickett back in the thick of it straight away. Chapman has become a fine player and a real leader, some suggesting he could be the man to captain Geelong into the future. Jared Rook was best on ground last week. Nathan Ablett, they were lining up across half forward. Now Ablett should go back and have a shot, and he's passed it instead. It all turns out okay. Melbourne over the top, and Otten should goal. No, he's missed.
Oh, it's a bad miss.
Shocking miss.
They had numbers everywhere there, Geelong. Melbourne were outnumbered, and it was just poor play by the Cats.
Oh, well done by Scarlett, though. Mistake from Carroll on the kick-in. Unfamiliar territory. Can he find the middle? No! The goalkeeper on the line was Carroll. And, well, Geelong have been inside 50, but they just haven't been able to convert. And the Demons take their time, but eventually find Cameron Bruce on the way out.
So Bruce inside defensive 50, close to the boundary line, too close, in fact over. So an unforced error there from Cameron Bruce, and a chance here for Nathan Ablett. Inside, Bartel, short, King, loose. At half forward. So the Cats looking the better side early, but they still trail. Little handball to Hunt. He's got Ling to his outside. Good pressure coming from McLean. Back to Hunt. Kicks it in short. Over the head of the intended target, Scarlett. And again, Holland getting back. Takes a comfortable mark. Gee, that was barely 15, but he gets the handball off anyway. Davey. And now Miller marks at left half back for the Demons.
And wants to get it going straight away. Lonigan, of course, his opponent. So Miller working him right up the ground. In fact, just about everyone in that half of the ground a few moments ago. They now spread as Uze goes for Robertson, averaging 4 goals against the Cats in the last 4 games. So he's someone Tom Harley's obviously going to have to watch very closely indeed. James McDonald has been a wonderful playmaker this year. Right up there in the AFL for total possessions. Oh, Egan, did he do enough to complete the mark? No. And no throw paid, so Chapman and Corey able to collaborate. Ward with a 1%er. Davey was lurking. Always dangerous. The danger just about passing now for the Cats. It still hasn't completely. Oh, Byron. The shadow of Byron was there, and it was enough to worry Josh Hunt. And Brad Green will line up for goal.
There was a great kick by Byron Pickett. He just used the outstep of his foot just there. Great little kick.
They're just so much happier having Byron Pickett back out there too. The Melbourne side. Brad Green, we know he's been delivering the ball inside 50. His possession rate is up this year, but his goal kicking is down. 11 goals, 16. And look at that.
In fact, Hutto, he has kicked from set shots this year, Brad Green, 6-10, now 6-11. So from someone who you would think would be a pretty reliable kick for goal, the set shots, he's been pretty disappointing, Brad Green, this year, and another miss there. So the margin, 6 points in favour of the Demons. The Cats have had the early ascendancy in general play, though. Hunt into Ling, back to Hunt. Ooh, he wanted his left. Good pressure there from Uze. Ling eventually kicks out, but straight to Davey. So Davey marks 65 from goal. Kicks it high, back towards the top of the square. Getting back, good mark taken by Harley. Deep in the back pocket for the Cats. Tom Harley with the job this afternoon on Russell Robertson. Searching kick. White and King. White can't control it. Boundary thrown between wing and half forward for the Demons.
Inside 50s, 5-4 at one stage. It was 5-1 in favour of Geelong, but now Melbourne getting back on more equal terms. They're in front on the scoreboard. Rook and Corey trying to change that for Geelong. The pace for Wojcinski should help him. Byron Pickett is there, but Chapman in support. Well played, Wojcinski. Crowd loving that as he goes searching for Ottens. It was a good, long, strong lead. Scarlett anchored to the goal square. Tries to make his move now, and Carroll. He'll be looking for a free, but he doesn't get it, and he doesn't get the ball either because Rivers laying back off him, as he does so well. There was a big doubt over Rivers. A lot of hearts in mouth stuff last week for Melbourne fans when Rivers went down, but it's great that he's out there and playing.
Well, the Cats are opting to play Ottens and Scarlett inside their forward 50. All other Geelong forwards are out of the forward 50, so they've got plenty of space to run into.
Kick from Ottens there to Scarlett.
It was a pull.
Yeah, it was a pull kick, allowing Rivers to get back. Scarlett had his opponent done. Holland, more dangerous short kick, but it comes off. Mark taken by Travis Johnson and 50 metres against Rook. for, I presume, going over the mark. Umpire went striding back beautifully in reverse. And just adjudicating there. Gee, it's a fair 52. That is a lot more than 50 metres. That's about 70 metres, that so-called 50-metre penalty, as Travis Johnston kicks it deep inside attacking 50. Big pack taken by Enright. Oh, his handball at the feet of Wojcinski set him a real task. Wojcinski got time, little fumble. King, Enright. So they retain possession, but the momentum just hold it for the moment, allowing Melbourne to get back. Now, crowd calling, why isn't that 50? And a fair question. Darren Melbourne, half-back for the Cats. These by 6 points. King presents at centre half-back. Stephen King waiting for options. Not too much movement ahead of him. Eventually he kicks towards the lead of Nathan Ablett. Up high, couldn't mark Robertson. Jones pushed over. Robertson, well done. Back to Green. Brad Green decides to handball across to McDonald, who kicks it wide. Uze the target, and he did very well there. Just had a metre on Josh Hunt, but that was all he needed. Good kick coming in from James McDonald. The Uze kick towards Davey. David Johnson with a task here, did very well to get it over. Boundary throw in the pocket for Melbourne.
Well, he's a danger man up forward, Aaron Davey. He does start the game very, very well, so David Johnson just needs to be aware of that.
He's ready for action now. 2 ruckmen for the Demons on that occasion, Jamar and White. Geelong's captain Stephen King not happy, but the ball cleared away. Nathan Jones has been a revelation, an uprising star nomination this week. Loningan's going to go the spoil. He didn't need the spoil. He was full of confidence there. Backed himself in. Good mark. Play on. Not far enough. Bartel. Egan. Got Wojcinski on the wing. Got Ottens longer. Ben Holland playing on Ottens today. Bartel this is. And again he goes for Ablett. Rivers seems to have his measure at the moment in terms of spoiling. J-Mark towards the line.
And that's probably Nathan Ablett's problem, is that he lacks that yard. He's a bit of a one-pacer, and Rivers will be all over him.
And the man who Rivers plays on is an important player, isn't it? Because Rivers just zones off so well.
So boundary throw in. Oh, Ottens takes it out. Did he dispose of it correctly? No, said the umpire. So a free kick to Melbourne. Holland off to Pickett, who helicopters it inside attacking 50 straight onto the chest to Harley. Tom Harley, oh gee, don't know about that. Hard to describe that kick, and up and under straight towards. So Melbourne another chance to reload.
Well, the last 3 or 4 times they've come out of defensive 50, Geelong, they've gone wide. Need to bring it through the corridor.
Ben Holland only kicked the 1 goal for the year. Won't be trying to add to that because he's got Robertson on a beautiful lead. Well thought out, great timing from Robertson.
Just had to rejig their forward line for the time being too, Melbourne, with Brad Miller coming off, seeming to favour a right leg or possibly even a hip injury. So we'll keep an eye on that, boys.
Other change, Ken Kingsley on the ground for the Cats, and King off the ground. Ottens into the ruck.
So here's Robbo. His early contact is good, and Melbourne get their second.
So the D's now lead by 2 goals, and they've got the last 5 inside 50. So having some influence now, the Melbourne midfield. Travis Johnston taking a break.
Gary Ablett off too for the Cats, and Steve Johnson on.
And Jared Rook also, who's got the job on Travis Johnston, came off with him. Jamar in the ruck, gets it down towards Enright. Chance through the congestion. McDonald hacks it out towards half forward. The chase. Egan will get there first. No, he won't. Davey with blistering speed takes the footy. He's got a loose player on attacking 50. Well done, Hunt. Came to meet it. Took the ball with him. Allows David Johnson to come in. Now Ling. He's got Milburn free on the wing. And Milburn marks. In fact, just forward of the wing. Open forward line. Kick towards Kingsley, who comes on a long lead. Couldn't take the mark. Interference? No. Play on's the call. The ball's over. We'll get a boundary throw in at half forward for the Cats.
And the Demons have made it a change, a swap of player. Holland has gone on to Scarlett now, and Carroll on to Kingsley. Really well done by Carroll. Just made up the ground, was able to get that body contact onto his opponent.
So Watkins gets it down towards Steve Johnson, who started on the bench, looking for a free kick perhaps. Handball, dispossessed. Gee, the numbers there from Melbourne. Certainly one out. Ward. Now James McDonald. Hasn't got that much to go to. So handballs to Jones. Jones kicks cleverly, or does he? No, into the path of Green. He was able to get the handball to Davey. Just retaining possession here, waiting for the right option, Melbourne. Whelan. The Cats have closed it down. Draws a player. McDonald, another possession. Has to sit and wait. Whelan back to McDonald. Did he go over? No, to Green. Bartel tackles well, but he gets it back to Whelan. So they work through that, Melbourne. And Whelan's away with a bounce and then retreats. Back to Pickett. Not pretty football. Kick towards Godfrey. Off to Jones, who kept going. Jones loads up, long, direct to the goal square. Robertson and Harley. Harley works his way to the front, mark strongly.
Well played, Tom Harley, after Robertson kicked that early goal. Now, Steve Johnson, been in pretty good form. 6 of the last 7 games, he's kicked 2 goals at least. Nathan Ablett finds the footy. Wojcinski, Corey, that was hit and hope stuff. And hope less, as it turned out. Ward. Full stride now, Davey. We know how dangerous he is. Winds it up. The run for Uze. Oh! Uze Lenko, your beauty.
What an absolute beauty.
What a cracker from Adam Uze, who's been a little out of form after celebrating his 250th game in such style a few weeks ago. And of course, such a mark deserves a goal.
Well, one of the marks of the year by Adam Uze, and gee, he was fortunate to land safely. That was spectacular in the highest order. Great mark and a goal to Melbourne. So
it's
3
like
goals, 1 to 1 point.
Like in the schoolyard, isn't it, where you get your mate to sit there for you.
So Melbourne off to a great start here at Skilled Stadium. Watkins gets it down. Bartel. Kick around the body to a vacant half-forward flank position. Out comes Steve Johnson. Rook gets a good bounce, crashes through a couple of tackles. Wants to go all the way, does he? Off to Nathan Ablett. Needs to show some poise here with the left foot. He does. Cats have their first.
6 possessions for Aaron Davey. He has a rest. Chapman also on the bench just for the moment. Nathan Ablett, just his 2nd goal for the year, and he needed to kick that goal for his own confidence.
For himself and his team.
And the Cats finally getting a major. Tenace also inserted into the play.
The big question at the moment is Matthew Scull and how long Bomber Thompson will allow him to play up in the forward line. Generally, when you make a move like that, it's got to work early. Otherwise, I guess there's a bit of pressure in the coaching box to go back to the conventional position.
Classical stuff from Jamar and McLean. Johnson, as he did last week. Not quite as death-defying this time. Now, he didn't believe he'd played on, I don't think. Well played, though. Smart play by McDonald after Godfrey initially came in. If McDonald can get well placed here, he might be able to kick a goal off the left boot. Thank you very much.
Well, some controversy surrounding this goal. There's the Johnson mark. Now he pulls up there, now takes 3 or 4 steps, feigning to kick, and I reckon the umpire made a good decision. So a lucky one perhaps to Melbourne, but they lead now by 18 points. King against Jamar. Now which way will this go? We'll go to Stephen King against Jamar. So King doing it pretty well, intent on handballing. Milburn. More ugly looking left foot kick. Oh, a dangerous piece of play from Steve Johnson, and Whelan is down. That was pretty ugly. Let's have another look at it. Oh gee, copped right on the shin, Matthew Whelan. Is he okay? Looks to be in some trouble. So he handballs off to Ward, who hoists it high towards the wing. Green gets a bad bounce. Bartel, Lonigan kicks it very high. Gee, gave Gary Ablett a task to sit underneath that, but he did, and he earns the free kick for a high tackle advantage. Prismal kicks towards half forward. Out comes the player down there in Scarlett. He couldn't quite control it. Kick didn't quite get there. Pickett kicks towards half forward. Green overruns it. Well done to Nace, but needed to keep his feet there. Sylvia was able to. Lonergan a good tackle. Green. Sylvia. Hard up against the line. Kicks into the pocket towards Uze and finds him. And some inexperience there from Kane Nace. Steve needed to keep his feet. He needed to continue to be involved in that contest.
Yes, particularly when you're under pressure. And just at the moment, Uze, this is the matchup that is really going to trouble the Cats. Uze obviously very good on the lead, and he only needs probably a dozen possessions to really hurt the opposition.
Well, he's kicked one. He brings it back and kicks his second, does he? Yes, I think he has. A goal to Melbourne.
So Adam Uze kicked 2 goals last week and rediscovered some of that form, and he started superbly today. Melbourne now by 24 points. Jamar against King, who's certainly putting his body on the line again there. Jamar equal to the task. Rook and Johnston are going to be going at it all day. Not a lot going on. Now Johnston, there usually is something when he's got it. Uze's got away again. Hunt! Oh, anything you can do. Good distance on the kick from Melbourne, and now Prismal tries to adjust the kick, and he did well. Kent Kingsley gets a round of applause from the crowd. Back in the team. Can Chapman take it in front? Well done by Ward. Good tough stuff by the Demons. They are doing the hard yards today, and they need to going into the finals. Look at Bartram. Carroll. Whose turn is it in the ring? That's about what it's like at the moment. Surely a free kick.
Had to be.
Umpire was not in a very good position at all. Enright. And now Bartel. Could go long to Scarlett. Couldn't get the third.
And that's where they're falling down. The ball's just rebounding out of their forward line at the minute for the Cats.
Free kick against Scarlett, advantage anyway. Davey finds McDonald. And the inside 50s are now 14 to Melbourne, 9 to Geelong. And the Demons lead by 4 goals.
McDonald back to Davey, who treads water, waiting. Back to McDonald. That should be play on, and it is called as such. So back to Davey. And eventually gets the call. Back, kicks it into the centre, intercepted here by Chapman. Chapman can keep going, Paul. The crowd say he does. He runs to 30 and kicks a goal for the Cats. Great individual effort that from Paul Chapman, sensing the kick was going to come into the corridor. And the Melbourne defence ran back with their immediate opponents, and he did the right thing, Steve, just kept running.
Well, he did, and it was good play by Kingsley just to keep dragging his opponent in Carroll away from Chapman, and Chapman just ran straight into an open goal and put the Cats' second goal on the scoreboard.
Scarlett's gone back to defence now. It was only a matter of time, I think, Sauce.
It was, and as I said, when you've got a quality defender in Matthew Scarlett, when you put him up forward, if he doesn't kick a goal or two early, the pressure in the box becomes too much, and he goes back to his conventional position.
I mean, perhaps worth the experiment, but it has proved rather costly. Now, Davey, who's on him, you might ask? He seems to be pushing back and being a bit of a loose one at the moment for the Demons, creating a lot of trouble. McLean. Fine young player, 36 possessions last week. Now setting that up, and you can never question the courage of James Bartel. Enright, Scarlett. Crowd give their nod of approval for the fact that he's back in his usual domain. Prismal body work from Tenace was good as well, and Prismal kept his footing. Made it very tough there for Chapman. Stephen King will have to get rid of it quickly, or too quickly as it turned out. Ward and Davey again. Now Sylvia, a late inclusion today. We know he's a big kick, and it wasn't online that time, so behind.
Gee, the Prismal handball was just too fierce. He was only a couple of metres away and almost tried to drill it through his teammate. Calls the turnover, but luckily for the Cats, the Sylvia kick registered just the one behind. So Scarlett back controlling things in defence. as he does each and every week. Now Enright, well done, zigged and zagged when he needed to, then delivers to David Johnson, who's away now. Enright kept going, beautifully done, handball, accommodating bounce, drives it long with a wobbly kick. Good marking from the side, taken by Bell. Off to Rivers, look out, Gary Ablett was pouncing. He handballs, tried to get it towards Steve Johnson, is deemed a throw. Free kick to Melbourne.
Josh Hunt's come off and gone straight up to the rooms, boys. Seemingly in some discomfort. We'll get back to you with that.
So Sylvia for the Demons got Ward on, who's been prominent early, coming in for possession number 8, Daniel Ward. Rivers pushing up the ground and once again goes back to Sylvia as the wave of players move through the midfield here at Skilled Stadium. Jeff White. And they all just push down a little further.
Now Scarlett was loose in the Geelong defence, and Neil Danaher has pushed Rivers down to man him up. So Rivers now playing across half forward for Melbourne.
Bartram played every game this season, which is a...
There's the Rivers Scarlett.
Super effort from young Bartram. Had big jobs most weeks. Rook sees it over. Rook playing on Travis Johnston. Let's check in Travis Johnston. 5 possessions, but has been pretty creative. Rook just with the 3. Last week he played on Adam Goods and was adjudged by most as the best on ground. King and White. First time they've played against each other since that final last year when King went and put him to ground accidentally. Egan does enough to take the mark with a dangerous kick. Now Chapman, and the Cats can come out of defence.
Short kick, mark taken by Melbourne. Thought about giving it to Tenace, but as away gets good shepherd from Harley. Well done Tenace, he kept running but couldn't beat the quarter time siren. So an entertaining opening stands at Melbourne 5-2-32, doing it very well in that opening quarter, leading the Cats 2-1. 13, a 19-point advantage.
Yes, well, as you said, Michael, they are doing it very well. Plenty of good players on the field for the Demons. Aaron Davey had a sensational first quarter with 11 possessions. Adam Uze's 2 goals. The Cats have got a few worries, not really finding anyone able to kick goals up forward.
Well, if Geelong want to be part of the September action, they've got to get a move on. Melbourne will be there, and so will we on Network 10.
What about that for a brilliant left-foot snap from Hall? He has done it again. The big putt from rebounds. Davey, surely not. Surely not.
Magnificent. In a very bright opening quarter. 2 of them kicked by Adam Uze. 5-2-32, Geelong 2-1-13. The Demons certainly doing what they need to do. There was some terrific highlights in the opening term, and none better than this grab from Adam Uze over Josh Hunt. And that must have been enough to inspire Josh Hunt, who decided he would have a crack at doing the same thing. Maybe not quite as spectacular, but nonetheless a great grab. But the Cats have got a lot of work to do. Andrew Marr joins us from ground level. Andy?
G'day, Hutto. There were 3 players of some concern in that first quarter. Injury-wise, Matthew Whelan, Josh Hunt and Brad Miller. Certainly Hunt and Whelan appear to be shaken up, particularly Matty Whelan. He'll be starting the second quarter on the bench, as will Josh Hunt. You've been talking about Melbourne's dominance on the scoreboard in that first quarter. There is definitely something of a wind advantage to the right-hand screen. We saw the VFL game, the scoring was dominated down that end of the ball's probably carrying an extra 10 metres on the breeze to that end of the ground.
All right, thank you, Andrew. There's David Johnson. And there's Brad Ottens and Ben Holland. And Ben Holland has revitalised career as a full-back this year, Steve, hasn't he?
He's had a good, solid year, Ben Holland. He's been able to, at times, play up forward, but he's played some really good footy down back. He's got a big job on Brad Ottens.
Aaron Davey leading all comers in that opening term with 11 possessions as we get underway in the second quarter. And Stephen King, who's had a pretty good presence in the middle so far in this game.
McDonald down.
Yeah, Corey's been reasonably quiet. His 5th possession. Rook. McDonald still down as Ablett, who was very quiet in the opening term. His second kick Goes down and Steve Johnson accepts it gleefully. Now Ottens makes his move. Johnson wasn't ready for it. He was trying to find Nathan Ablett, who's got 2 to beat, and you have to question the decision making then, really.
Oh, I agree with you, Hutto. Ottens was on the move. He had at least 2 or 3 metres advantage to Holland, and really should have gone for Ottens.
So these bring it out of defence. Holland kick towards James McDonald, who looks to be okay. He did stay down for quite a few seconds and got a little trip there. Advantage paid. No, it's going to come back. So the free kick to James McDonald on centre wing. I just wonder whether Brett Ottens led just a fraction too early. Steve Johnson was still trying to get back off the mark, and by the time he got set to kick,
I don't think he got off the mark quick enough. When you're across half forward, you've got to get off the mark quick enough to know that your forward that's deep, he's going to come on the lead.
So McDonald on centre wing. Kicks a probing kick towards half forward, and Brewster, he was out number 2 on 1 there, but somehow found the ball at ground level. Brilliantly done by Cam Brewster. Sylvia, his handball was behind Bartram, and a boundary thrown between wing and half forward for Melbourne. Well played there by Cameron Bruce, the Melbourne star.
Quiet opening quarter though for Bruce. Just 4 possessions for the game so far. Very versatile though, and he gets into the thick of it very quickly. Not much going on there. Prismal trying to make the great escape. And eventually though, sanity prevails. Davey and McDonald both with 11 possessions for the Demons. Ward and Holland 8. And for Geelong, Bartel 11, Ling 10 and Enright 8. Prismal gets them going to centre half forward. Almost Steve Johnson in his normal laconic way. This is Sylvia promising through the middle. Green ready to stick the tackle, but the umpire paid a downfield free for Sylvia being dumped after he handballed it. So Brad Green, who's the leading inside 50 taker for the Demons, this time deciding to be a bit more patient. Bell back in the team this week, sets it up. Robertson makes his move. Did he get infringement? Doesn't matter. Oh, not paid.
Played on.
Not paid.
Gee, it was stiff there. Stiff not to be paid the mark, and stiff not to get a free kick. Can't believe it, Russell Robertson.
We'll have to go to the video.
I thought yeah, there he was dragged down with the right arm of Harley. Nothing doing.
He might have paid the mark anyway. Hunt turned out to be a good kick off the right boot. Steve Johnson has Prismal breaking for him on the wing, but decides that Lonergan is a better option through the middle. Oh, he's got into all sorts of trouble, and there was no getting out of that. Sylvia, a punishing kick. The umpire wasn't going to pay advantage, decided to, and as it turned out, Robertson was outnumbered, and we'll have a throw in.
Great work there from Lonergan as we look at the Robertson attempted mark that should have been paid, but Lonergan's done a couple of good runs from defence, but has got to realise his own limitations and get rid of the ball when he has the opportunity.
The problem was, though, there was no presenting half forwards. He had no one to kick to. So
a boundary throw in, deep in the pocket, and it spills to White. Davey, left foot snap around the body. Here's a goal. No, it's touched. How can it be touched?
Can't be touched.
Two bite mark, he's saying.
It was a 2-bite mark.
Okay. Look to take it cleanly.
I'd like to see that again.
So the Cats bring it back in, and the mark's taken by David Johnson. And boundary throw in. It's out on the fall against Wojcicki after it's spilt to the ground. So everything just going against the Cats for the moment. Short kick comes to Pickett from Bruce. 65 from goal, deep into the pocket. This time Robertson won't be denied the mark. He has marked on his chest 40 metres from goal. The angle, as you can see, will be acute. Here's another look at the Pickett kick. It was a beauty. And Russell Robertson got dealt with after he took the mark, but he'll have the opportunity to shoot for goal. Move, he's saying. Not much movement in that Melbourne forward line at the moment. He'll be forced to go back and kick for goal. Normally a pretty good kick for goal. This one's across the face. And good mark taken by Stephen King. Lonergan again. King, spiral torpedo straight out of bounds on the full. And a free kick to Melbourne on the half-forward line.
Some really good pressure by the Demons. Geelong are having awful trouble getting any run from their back half.
Oh, they've let themselves down, haven't they, by foot 2 today. Bartram. Pretty crowded down there. Robertson was the natural target. Hunt helping out. He's back on the ground. Here's another look at this one. Well,
is that a 2-grab mark?
It didn't look like it to me, Steve.
It didn't look like a 2-grabber. Of course, you guys wouldn't know. You were just one clean grab in your career, both of you. Sauce, of course, was just a grab of the jumper. Chriso, you actually grabbed the ball.
Let's have another look at this. Let's look very closely. Oh.
Nah, it's not 2 grabs. All right, let's see if anyone can grab it here and attack for the Demons. Ling and Harley and now Rook. Rook had a problem and the boundary line was quite convenient there. Checking some of the matchups. Matthew Scarlett now back where he belongs at fullback on Brad Miller. Harley doing the job on Robertson. Egan now is playing on the dangerous Hadamuze. Kicked 2 goals in the opening term. Gee, Ling just about gave that into the lap of King. Now Rook over the marker fraction. Travis Johnston. As we look at some of the on-ball matchups as well. Bruce ready to make his move. Meantime, play goes on through the middle of the ground. Daniel Bell accepting it from Travis Johnston. That's dangerous. Gave the defence a chance. Wojcinski with the spoil. Bell mops up. Again, a look in for Melbourne. Had no fear, even though Byron Pickett was stalking across half forward. Here is Cameron Bruce. Taking no chances. And, well, it's the Cats who should be able to bring it out of defence. Amble better watch out. Oh, and he's gone in the worst possible place on the ground. And it's Clint Bartram.
This was coming, though. This was coming. The pressure by Melbourne has been exceptional in their forward half. We've been talking about the lack of run or the ability that Geelong have been able to get the run out of their back half in this game, and it's purely come back to the Demons' pressure.
Second time in that place that Gary Ablett has been pinged for holding the ball. The first one wasn't too costly. It was in the forward line. This one, you would think, may well cost them a goal. Bartram a little awkwardly, but he's got it.
Demons have done most of the attacking in this second quarter, which is about 8.5 minutes old. That was the first goal, though. Melbourne finally getting some reward for their persistency. King out of the ruck. Kick ineffective. Uze, good little give. A dubious looking one, but it was deemed okay by the umpire to Ward. J. Maher back to Ward. Pokes the left foot towards the wing. Gee, it was a beautiful kick to Bruce. Overlap provided by Green, who kicks it out on the full, so it'll be a Geelong free kick at half back. Good pressure there. And the free kick will come back to David Johnson. Cameron Link screaming for it. Eventually Johnson obliges. He plays on. Hoists it high beyond the wing. Was in good position here. Up high, got one hand to it. Couldn't complete the mark. Well done by Green. Shoveled the handball through the pack to Bruce. Johnston around Rook. Great poise, although Rook came back and applied a good tackle, but fortuitously the ball landed with Bruce. Feigned a handball, then kicks towards the goal square. Harley up in front of Robertson. Read it superbly, did Tom Harley. And he marks, kicks out wide to Wojcinski, and the Cats now an opportunity to go forward.
Good vigorous play by Geelong that time out of defence. Tenace accepts it. It's very open, and well, he made a meal of it completely. He goes in after it, Tenace, and wanted the free, doesn't get it. Crowd not happy. Pickett, though, he's happy. Gets it across to Holland. Now to Ward. The Demons trying to sort it out with the switch. Ward can see a lead from Robertson. He might like that. He might go longer. Miller is the longer target. He might like the goals himself. Oh, Robertson's in prime position. Oh, what was that?
No, it's a free kick.
It's coming back, is it?
Yep.
I was going to say people were taking it very easily.
Too far, they're saying, you ran, Hutto.
Okay.
That was a Tenace tackle after a really sloppy handball.
Ling from half back towards Chapman. Oh, was he held by Bell? No, said the umpire. Ward. Chapman just pushes him off, then falls over. Confronted by Bell, and we'll get a free kick. You'll hear the cheers here because Geelong fans have felt that Melbourne have got the rub of the green so far in this match. Kick towards a lead of Johnson, and he marks down low. 45 from goal, but only a couple of metres inside the boundary line. But if you're going to back anyone to kick a goal like this, you would back Steve Johnson.
It's a certainty, isn't it?
Freakish player, capable of finding something from nothing. Drop punt on its way. It's a goal.
Great kick.
Go to the Cats.
Neil Danaher. Shades down, but he can see through enough to see his team doing very well. They lead by 19, despite that Steve Johnson touch of magic, something we're quite accustomed to. Tenace in the action. Wojcinski. Got Nathan Ablett at centre half forward, using Corey, keeps on coming. Gary Ablett's long, and you can see who's short. It's Steve Johnson again. Over to Prismal, and he might have created another goal here for Geelong if Prismal can convert.
Yeah, really good play by Steve Johnson. Quick movement and a much better build-up. We saw the presenting forward in Steve Johnson. Then he wheeled and turned, and there's always going to be space if you move quickly.
Yeah, it's a great advertisement for just playing on. He trusted his ability to find a target on the move.
2 goals for Prismal in his 6-game career. Made his debut against Sydney in round 5. He got injured straight away, but he's starting to make an impression at Skills Stadium.
So 2 goals in the space of a couple of minutes to Geelong, and the margin all of a sudden back to 13 points. Melbourne dominated the first part of this quarter. The Cats, they're finding their groove. Ottens taken by Bruce. Handball under pressure was effective to Jones, who pokes it out wide. Godfrey, now there's a free kick. What's happening?
Down the field against Joel Corey.
Okay, so Godfrey plays on his handball. Bruce had to go back to it, allowed Egan to apply a tackle, but it spills to Travis Johnston. Jones can play on. Load up from outside 50. Kicks it to the goal square. Harley and Robertson. Robertson not quite. Bartram brilliantly tackled by Enright. Well done. And Bartel with the crumb. Prismal needs to be courageous going back. He was. Uze took a moment to find the ball. Jams it on the boot. Kicks it back to the top of the goal square. Up high. Robertson again. Harley almost gave it to Bartel. Milburn will concede. One behind. And thrown towards the fence. And Scarlett taking exception to that, and just having some words to James McDonald, but a behind to Melbourne.
Just feels like this is a very important stage of the game, doesn't it? This next few minutes, Geelong mounting a mini challenge. They can't afford to play like that with Ottens just taking it easy there, Steve.
Well, they've got a bit of initiative, and the run, I talked about the run. They've got to find space. They've got to run and carry the footy.
Hunt out to the wing for Tenace. Being trailed by Uze. Now Steve Johnson versus Rivers. Rivers could have got a free then. Thought he got a shove in the back. Steve Johnson, now he sort of stumbles to the ground. It's going to be pinged. He's going to be pinged. Well, how'd you read it, Chriso?
Well, the first free kick wasn't there, and I reckon Steve Johnson almost did enough to earn one here with the push. He had no... Maybe he decided to take them on, but I thought he might have got one for a push in the initial part of the incident.
Hunt should be able to take that, as Jamar and Ottens are worried about each other than the ball. Travis Johnston, the class was there, but that's the persistence of Geelong at the moment. He's been legged.
50 against Hunt.
Oh, what a time for it.
Disputing the decision.
And, well, it could be extremely costly, obviously. As it should be a goal for Travis Johnston now, just to cut off this Geelong move. So Travis Johnston shouldn't make a mistake from there. Not too much work for the goal umpire. And that's 7 on the board for the Demons.
Brad Otten's taking a spell. Travis Johnston kicking Melbourne's second goal of the quarter to extend the Demon lead out to 20 points. Stephen King, the Geelong captain, to do battle with Jeff White. White does very well. Good palm to McDonald. Johnston having an impact on the game. Left foot kick is exquisite. Mark taken by Davey. Cats need to hold on here. White. Directing traffic. Too much on. Presenting up the ground is Miller, who marks comfortably on his chest. Off to Ward. Trying to find a way through. Bruce moves inside attacking 50, but going back almost to mark to Bartel. Enright did it cleverly. Off to Chapman. Short kick was poor, taken by Ward. Now loose player is Bruce, 65 from goal. Cameron Bruce kicks to the top of the goal square. Harley and Robertson. Robertson got hands to it. The umpire has called a free kick. Umpire Ellis again in the thick of the action, calling a hold. And Russell Robertson will kick from 10 metres. Let's have a look at it. Fair enough, Steve?
Well, the hold's there, but I think they're wrestling and...
No, I think that's a free kick.
It was clever by Robertson because they were holding each other, but by turning himself around...
Yeah, he did it well.
Harley was left holding Robertson.
His number one effort was to get the ball front and square Robertson, but he's ended up getting the free kick.
Robertson from point-blank range kicks a goal. Melbourne further in front.
Well, we said it was a crucial time in the game, and 2 quick goals from Melbourne has really given them control once more. 26 points it's out to. Can Geelong respond? Still 8 minutes to go in the quarter. Travis Johnston's had his say, that's for sure. Godfrey. Scarlett closed well and led to Cameron Bruce. Just took it up to another notch and finished off his work. Some of the best for the afternoon. And why wouldn't you be happy with it if you're a Melbourne fan? He had quiet-ish in the opening quarter. This term he's been excellent.
Just snatched it from him.
Inside 50s and now 28 to 14. So twice as many times they've been inside.
So a huge task now for the Cats to get back into this game. King takes it out, jams it on the boot, gains about 15 metres, and Bell going back. Marks, the only real competition for that was from his teammate Brad Green. Kick out wide, Bruce again. Marks strongly. Play on now. Jones. What a player he's been since coming into this Melbourne side. Inside attacking 50. Robertson almost spills to Pickett. Front and centre if you don't mind. He's got Silver if he wants. Handballs to Silver, who was going to Shepherd. Pickett can still kick a goal, and he does.
Byron Pickett, he really should have kicked the goal himself initially, but he followed up his work. He sent the ball inside 54 times today, Byron Pickett, so he's certainly been important. And suddenly this game looks, well, it's almost beyond Geelong unless they suddenly do something. Melbourne are just smashing them at the moment. Out of the middle, they're sending it forward relentlessly. It's 11 inside 50s to 3 for the quarter. You could just about make it 12 to 3 now, which I guess shows, Steve, that even though Geelong kicked those couple of goals, that was really against the run of play.
Certainly was. And just at the minute, they've got to get a couple of players to try and break the game open. Very few are trying to carry the footy. There's no fluency, and their half forwards aren't finding the footy.
Well, let's see if that changes. Kent Kingsley. Gee, do you think that was a mark, Michael?
Yeah, I thought that was a mark.
Enright, back to Joel Corey. Radzinski, back to Corey. They're going nowhere fast, the Cats. Corey gets a second chance. And now Cameron Ling, who's got more possessions than anyone else on the ground. His 16th finds Radzinski, who goes looking for Ablett, who is having a very, very quiet day. Daniel Bell showing him a clean pair of heels. No! Well done, Gary Ablett. Trying to lift Geelong. They need some lifting. And they need that and a bit more at the moment. Ablett goes in and wins a hard possession. That was good stuff. To Lonigan. Been slim pickings up forward for Geelong in this quarter. It just hasn't been there.
Well, the last time, it's gone up to their half-forward line. In the last 2 or 3 minutes, 4 times, it's been rebounded back.
They've missed Cameron Mooney, haven't they, today? Not that that may have made that much difference the way Melbourne have dominated.
White and King to do battle again. Ball between wing and half-forward for the Cats. White fell over, so King palms it to the back, but intercepted by Jones to White. Now Carroll. Bruce, the old 1-2, Nathan Carroll with a bit of toe. Godfrey wants his left side and is pinged, and tackle is a good one, and there's the cheer for A Geelong free kick as Tenace gives it off to Melbourne, who chips it out wide. Enright wants to get on with it quickly. Gee, it's an ordinary kick, wobbly old ball inside attacking 50 just, but chopped off by Pickett.
And once again, rebounded out.
Out to Bartel this time. He was thinking of Ablett. Now Steve Johnson is actually really their only man who's forward at the moment, providing a spark. Tough day for Gary Ablett. Will that about to change? Well, no. Here's the bottom line. Just his 4th possession. And his first one on the scoreboard. He's found goals hard to find in the last 5 weeks. He's only had the 1 goal. And none today.
Cameron Bruce running down into the defensive goal square to take this kick. So no advantage there with a quick play on. Nathan Ablett having a spell. That's what's ahead of Cameron Bruce. Looks to direct traffic out wide, perhaps to Jeff White. Kick towards Rivers, couldn't hold on. Wojcinski breaks that tackle from 55, turns, bangs it to the goal square. Ablett going back, and I'm sure it was in 2 minds as to whether to try and go for it or leave it. He decided to leave it, and it was offline through for another behind to Geelong.
Is there anything they can do structurally up forward?
I think they've got to go back to the conventional 6-man forward line. At the minute, a lot of their forwards are playing up the ground, getting behind the football. I think they've got to try and put some pressure back onto Melbourne.
Well, it's pretty one way at the moment, isn't it, Carroll? For Ben Holland. Steve Johnson wasn't really awake to it as Holland went down to help out Daniel Bell, who ends up with the ball. Been good today. Bartram. Got Brad Green across half forward. Cameron Bruce working for him along the line. Nothing really doing immediately, though, so that's why he's retreated. Daniel Ward, who's been good. 13th possession coming up. He's averaged 18 disposals this year, which is a career record. And his 9th season with the Demons, Daniel Ward. They're looking forward to the final series, as they all will. Travis Johnston, such a prime mover for them.
I was just watching the battle between Bartram and Johnson. They were together on this this near side flank. Bartram sprinted across the ground to be on the end of this kick, and Johnson at one stage let him go by about 25 metres.
It's incredible, isn't it? Like, if you just hold on for 10-15 seconds, they're not going to kick it to your opponents. When you drop off, that's when it becomes hard work.
Got great endurance. He's shown that this year, has young Bartram. Now we're watching Rivers searching for Jamar, who went for it. Cameron Bruce, hopeful. Well, he had eyes in the side of his head, as it turned out. Ward again, he's in everything, and so is Travis Johnston just at the moment. Couldn't get the footing right. Godfrey trying to be creative. G. Miller against the odds. Almost won the day, not quite. Scarlett, that is flirting with danger. Play on was the call, and Nathan Jones says, I don't mind that, I'll play on. Set it up. Uze can't get a run at it. He's waiting, he's lurking. Robertson, almost. And it's still alive. And Wojcinski and Hunt pretending to try and keep it in.
How good was the pressure there by Geelong, though? I mean, by Melbourne, just to be able to hold the ball in, create another stoppage around goals. They have another crack at setting something up. Something that Geelong aren't doing in their forward line.
King and Jamar to the back. Davey. Was he held? No. Godfrey, he was thrown out of the pack as well. No free kick there. Jones, a snap around the body from 40. It'll land in the goal square. Robertson almost got hands to it. Well done down there by Scarlett. Little toe poke out of the immediate danger, but Green kicks it back, and Scarlett again works overtime to knock it through for a rush behind. No, he's going to get a free kick this time, Matthew Scarlett. From deep in his own defensive zone, Lonigan. Kick. Searching for Melbourne, finding him. Now Geelong have got an opportunity. Milburn takes his time, waits and waits for a handball, puts Enright under the pump. His handball didn't miss the mark, and now Bartram coming up from half back delivers. Johnston, they've got players streaming forward. Cameron Bruce is free, so is Miller. It'll go to Bruce now. Surely Miller sees him over the top, and Cameron Bruce marks comfortably inside, attacking 50. Just hard running.
Hard running. Poor execution, though, by Geelong in relation to the handball, putting under enormous pressure. And once again, it got to half forward for Geelong, rebounded straight back.
So Cameron Bruce from, well, kicked from 45 metres, as you can see, just a couple of minutes before half-time. Margin 6 goals. This to make it 7. Drop punt, curling back, but just missing. Jamar claims the mark, and the goal umpire says OK. He's kicked the goal. Now some confusion here. Boundary umpire getting involved. A 3-man conference. Now the goal umpire and the boundary umpire, I reckon, disagree. The goal umpire says it's a mark. The boundary umpire reckons it's a behind.
Point.
And it's a behind. So the boundary umpire, Jamar's not happy. The boundary umpire there pulling rank. One behind in Melbourne.
Well, it is up to the goal umpire, but obviously the boundary umpire deciding that he had a better view and had more information. 2 footies out on the ground as well. 2 footies, and they're just about both in Melbourne's hands. Oh, chaos at the moment. Cats making mistakes, Demons then turning it back over. Cameron Ling taking on all comers, and suddenly the world caving in. That other footy is still out there at the moment. Someone should pick it up and pretend that's the live one. Melbourne clears it. Now this Geelong have got a couple on here. Chapman deciding he wanted to go straight to Ottens. Not a bad move. Oh, Big Brad, the big O. He's pulled down a few this year. Been a very much an up and down season for Brad Ottens.
Certainly up and down there. Big mark.
And Geelong certainly needs something to cheer about with 30 seconds to go before half-time. Something to take into the break, perhaps, for Geelong. That'll be enough. Not enough in terms of the game, but enough for a goal. Geelong's 5th, and Melbourne still comfortably in control, leading by 31. Not too much Ablett power this afternoon, as that sign showed us, but Brad Ottens comes up with his first goal.
Good move at that by Geelong, getting through the corridor. As we look at the Jamar mark again, well, he was certainly behind the line, Steve. Bit hard to tell from that angle as to whether he actually marked it behind or in front of the line. He certainly thought he marked it in the field of play. But the boundary umpire pulling rank. Bounce favours Jamar. King over the top and gives away a free kick, does he? Now, the umpire, no, it's against Jamar. It'll go to King. Well, he's got 9 seconds, the Geelong captain, just to kick it long inside attacking 50 and hope for a mark. He kicks it straight to Ward. And that'll be half-time. And a very impressive Melbourne side here at Skilled Stadium this afternoon. They go into the long break leading by 31 points.
Yes, and Melbourne all over the Cats at the moment. They just can't find any avenues up forward. The Cats, Ottens is probably the one focal point that needs to probably stand up. It has kicked the goal in that quarter, but the defensive pressure by Melbourne, particularly in their forward half and across the midfield, has been outstanding.
The Demons seemingly on their way to a top 4 spot on the AFL ladder. Can they go on with it? We'll find out soon. Third quarter, Cats have to get a move on, or will the Demons motor on? We'll find out.
Bartel out of the centre, high towards half forward. Corey tried to knock it towards Chapman, who was pushed out. No free kick. Play on. Well done by Ablett, making the interception. His handball set Wojcinski a task. He was able to get it away Enright from just inside 50. His kick is wayward. In fact, misses everything. So a free kick to Melbourne in the back pocket.
Would Bomber Thompson have given them a rev at half-time, do you think?
Oh, no doubt. Their season's on the line here if they want to stay in the chance of making finals footy, and I'm pretty sure he would have said to get out there, hit the footy hard, run and carry the football, get some energy into this game.
McLean towards full forward. Well done by Hunt. Worked his way to the front. The spill to Davey. Tackle. Was he tackled without it? No, it was okay, said the umpire. Well done, David Johnson, just fending off there. Feeding back the handball to Enright and out to Ling. The Cats a real chance here.
And they're everywhere. Ablett, Ling, now Corey. Oh, well directed for Ottens. He's got Nathan Ablett working back to the square with Steve Johnson. It's all set up for Johnson. He comes. He stays down.
Free kick.
And it's going, is it to Ablett or to Johnson? I think to Johnson. No, it's Ablett. And there it is.
Well, there you go, Steve. You got your wish with one paid to Russell Robertson in that second quarter. The umpires are going to do it all day, it would seem.
Good to see. Michael.
It is.
Nathan Ablett had only kicked 1 goal for the season coming into today's game, but this will be for his second. Of course, he made his debut against the Demons here last year. Did well on that occasion, and he's done well there. Some hope.
Steve Prax, big Geelong fan, looking on. I'm sure keeping the fingers crossed that this, well, I won't call it a resurgence yet by Geelong. They've kicked the last 2 goals. They're within 25 points. Can it continue? King decisively down. Corey pushed back. Now a chance for Ablett inside the centre square. Scrambles a kick towards half forward. Coming up, Steve Johnson. Tackled immediately. No opportunity to get rid of it there. And the umpire calls for it. We'll get a bounce just outside attacking 50 at centre half forward for the Cats.
Gary Ablett into the middle too, Steve, which he's expressed the desire that he plays more footy in the midfield.
Well, good to see. They need the spark. Let's see what he can give them.
Been quiet today, but he's started this quarter well. He's had 3 possessions. He's up to 7 for the match now. Ling getting involved. Johnson taking on all comers, and he's been pinged. Well, don't know about that. Did he have prior opportunity?
Bit harsh that one, Hutto.
Davey. No one can stop him. Miller did almost enough, but the umpires have not given much grace to players who have nearly taken marks today, have they? They've really made players earn them. Here's the Johnson one. Did he? Well, he did take them on, but you'd have to wonder whether he had an opportunity at all.
No, as I said, that was harsh. He didn't. He was tackled immediately. He got the footy.
Jeff White into the danger spot, and there's few more dangerous than Davey. Umpire put the whistle to the mouth. He's paid the free. There's a split-second one.
It was a late decision, and Davey milked it a little. Did get grabbed. He just followed through with it. Cameron Ling.
Shades of grey on those ones, and there always is. Aaron Davey started superbly today. A little quiet in the second quarter. 33 goals, 13 for the season. And King might mark that with no one, an uncontested mark on the goal line. Quite amazing. And now Cameron Ling. So the Cats live to fight another day, at least for the moment. Although suddenly things were closing in on Cameron Ling. And Harley trying to claim the mark, but it was well and truly over the line that time.
So the free kick will come in to Russell Robertson. And just on the free kicks, Martin Ellis has paid 12 free kicks in the match, 10 to Melbourne, 2 to Geelong.
What are you looking at me for, Michael?
Not sure why I'd do that. Green kicks it short to McLean. That's lopsided, to say the least. Doesn't mean too much, though, Hutto, as McLean bangs it inside attacking 50. Leapers from the back required. Well done by James McDonald. Front and centre. Snaps a goal for Melbourne.
Got all the answers, Melbourne. Deserved their lead. 11-5-71. Back to 31. Otten's now in the ruck against White. Otten's trying to do it all, but it's McDonald and White combining for the takeaway. McLean. This time Lonigan getting himself into and out of trouble. Hunt. Good use by hand. Scarlett never quite had it where he wanted it. Too slick from Ottens. The Cats making some fundamental mistakes today, and the Demons have been happy to capitalise. Johnston and Uze involved. Got Sylvia and Green down there to fire away at, but Hunt turned his body at just the right moment. Now Cameron Ling. Possession number 20. Can he hit a target here? He certainly can. Scarlett. He had Ablett away, could have gone to him. Instead went for the leading Kingsley. Quite a good tackle, but really needed to take the mark. And there's Geelong players who are playing for their football futures this afternoon. Forget the finals. If they don't get near Melbourne today, there's a number of careers on the line. Bartram using Uze. Bruce was a long target. Instead, Happy to go back for White. Uze again. Green presenting. He's got Bruce versus Ling inside 50. Jones to help him get it there. Couple of good leads. One of them comes from Robertson. He tried to go for a Robbo special. Instead, it might end with Sylvia. McLean's there as well. Ablett. And it's over.
Oh, he's a gutsy little footballer, Gary Ablett. He's out there suffering with a right shoulder at the moment for about the last minute and a half, but he's playing through it at the minute.
So Melbourne, goal scoring part of the ground. Boundary throw in. Working hard at ground level, Ottens, as is Bartel for the Cats. Here's the injury Andy was talking about. Like Clint Bartram, good hip and shoulder.
Well, that's the reoccurrence, isn't it, if it is the injury from a few weeks ago against the Kangaroos.
So ball 20 metres from Melbourne's goal. Ottens gets it down. David Johnson loops the handball. Gee, wasn't great. Brilliantly done by Bruce from 45 metres. Tries to bring it back. Gee, the way he controlled that, just almost like a basketball. Bounced it up to himself. But unfortunately for Melbourne fans, offline, one behind only.
His balance is just about as good as anyone, Bruce, isn't it?
Well, we just saw it there, and to be able to control the footy, keep his feet.
Majinski finds Harley. Tice back on the ground for Geelong. Bartel off. Meantime, Ablett just led under the ball by Rivers. Well done. But his handball lets him down. Bartram. Gee, that was absolutely perfect. Ward almost forced him to start running and move. Miller. And they combine again superbly. Pickett, this time nothing on the end for the Demons. Lonigan, who's had a very good year in the VFL, but when he has had the rare chances, and they have been rare, this is just his third match. Hasn't really been able to perform at AFL level.
Skills have been terrible.
Yeah, the kicking particularly.
Well, he had two options there. He had David Johnson short, Brad Ottens, and then Gary Ablett beyond McLean. But McLean, he managed to pick McLean out in between his two teammates. So
The amount of times they've actually fallen down across their half forward line, it's just absolutely destroying their back half.
space in the middle for Bartram. Long inside attacking 50. Lonigan getting back. Couldn't take the mark. Uze again, front and centre. Tackled well by Hunt. A bounce 35 metres from Melbourne's goal. Now here's the live ladder, just to give you an idea of what would happen if the game and the siren blew right now. Melbourne would be up in third position with 56 points, and the percentage edging up as well, almost to rival that of St Kilda's.
And keep in mind, Melbourne play Adelaide next week, so no guarantee of a win. So that percentage just slightly behind St Kilda. Who knows?
Yeah.
That could decide who takes fourth position, for example, if Melbourne were to lose. So they need to really push on today.
And still plenty of time to do that. They're inside their attacking 50 at the moment. Ottens wins this one. Ling, tackled by Bruce, somehow was able to jar the ball free towards Corey, who conveniently toe-poked it over the line. So a boundary thrown between wing and half-forward for Melbourne.
That's providing, of course, Michael, that Geelong don't kick 6 or 7 quick ones.
That's correct. That's very correct thinking, Anthony. Wishful thinking, I think,
11-6.
on your part.
No, 11-6 plays 6-4. They don't deserve it at the moment, that's for sure. Jamar. Robertson couldn't quite get a run at it, but he was able to get there when the ball dropped. Uze. Sylvia. Pickett at the back. See, Sylvia watched it all the way. He was the only man who did. He was the only man whose focus was for the footy all the way.
And look, the lack of intensity to actually get to that contest by a number of Geelong players was very, very poor. Have a look at that. Lack of want.
Talked about careers being on the line for the Cats. Well, there's finals places on the line for people like Colin Sylvia at Melbourne. He's a big talent. Had a little bit of a rocky start to his career, but no one doubts that he will, all things being equal, get there in the end as a fine midfielder, and he can kick goals as well.
Pretty glum looking Geelong coach's box. Margin out to 38 points, the biggest of the match, rivaling deep into the second quarter when Melbourne also got to a 38-point margin. Otten's trying hard in the ruck. Well done, Johnston. Somehow just extracted the footy. Was able to wheel backwards. Kick out wide. Wasn't a great kick. Had been to go to the advantage of Bruce. So Ling was able to get in to Nace. Shares it with Chapman towards half forward. Nathan Ablett and Rivers. Geelong fans screech for a free kick. Wojcinski's barrel, and the umpire calls for it. About 65 metres. Umpire Ellis, 65 metres from the Geelong goal. Ottens and Jamar. Ottens again. Gary Ablett was held by Johnston. No free kick there. Ablett somehow was able to find the football. Rook, who's been quiet. Ottens couldn't quite find the handle. Green desperate. Another bounce. Margin 38 points. Geelong kicked the opening goal of this third quarter to get it back to 25, but Melbourne have reasserted and regained their authority. Chapman carried forward by Bartram. No free kick again. Jamar, well done by Ottens, ties him up. And another bounce in exactly the same position.
Martin Ellis in there again, Michael.
Yeah.
12-6 plays 6-4. Halfway stage of the third quarter. Ottens looking for comers. Ablett, that's a couple of times he's come through from the stoppages and done very well. Prismal, well played, and a good catch in the gully by Johnson.
And that piece of play before that wasn't pretty footy, but there were 3 stoppages in the Geelong forward line, and eventually something will happen. It actually puts pressure on defenders when there's stoppages there, and they persisted and something ended up occurring.
And something did. Johnson kicks the goal.
Neil Danaher would be pretty comfortable, you would think. Margin 32 points. 2 goals apiece in this third quarter. King back on the ground, beaten by White. Coming through, Travis Johnston. Played a wonderful game. He's wrapped up. Now, we've seen that paid holding the ball at different stages during the day, but not that time. Travis Johnston, 18 disposals, 5 marks. As McLean replaces Davey. White thumps it forward. Misjudged by Ablett. Ward, good little give to Uze out wide to Pickett, who couldn't quite pick it up off his bootlaces. Tried hard, but to no avail. Uze off to Ward. Quick snap at goal. He's touched right on the line. One behind.
Every time Geelong has mounted a mini challenge today, Melbourne have had the answers, haven't they?
They have, but they've just got to try and kick another couple of goals, get themselves in a position come the last quarter that they're going to give themselves a chance.
Crowd rather optimistically looking for a 50.
Still plenty of time if they can kick another 2 or 3 goals towards the end of this quarter. Get it back to 3 goals at three-quarter time. Who knows?
Again, poor decision making, you would think, with the kick there from Harley. Made it awfully difficult for Ablett. White. And it opens up at half forward. Travis Johnston, let's see if his kicking genius can pierce a hole in this fairly solid Geelong defence right at the moment. Lots of numbers back, but no one in front of Bartram.
Oh.
Well, just poor manning up by Tenace. Bartram came on 2 leads. He fell off after the initial lead, thought nothing was going to happen, and Bartram went again, and that's what happens.
And it didn't seem that confident. Ward is a long kick, not enough on that one. Sylvia, and well done by Lonigan.
Good mark.
So maybe defence is the spot for Tom Lonigan. Hunt. Need to get it moving out of defence. Enright got Tenace, but he was flat-footed, not really ready to receive the handball, Tenace. So Enright going solo. Another flat-footed man he found in Melbourne, but eventually Geelong find the ball on the wing. Bartel. I think it's been, oh no, he's had 15 possessions. Make that 16 now. Ablett's 9. Sets it up. Hoping for Kingsley. Hoping against hope, because Kingsley had 3 demons around him. It was awfully tough in there. A couple of times he almost found it. Scarlett, who started at full forward today. King, Corey, the instant release.
Oh.
Ablett in the back. No, not paid. Prismal. An opening for the Cats. An opening for Matthew Scarlett. And the ball goes the right way this time. And through she sails.
Matthew Scarlett, his first of the afternoon, his second only for the year. And the Cats have kicked the last two. Gee, wouldn't they love Cameron Mooney to be just prowling around at centre half forward this afternoon. Bounce favours White, who bumps it forward only as far as Hunt. Needs to keep his head, he does. Shovels the handball to Corey. Rook. King. Oh, dubious one out wide. Corey had to sit and wait, and as a consequence forced to kick under pressure, but he was able to do enough to get it to Bartel on centre wing. Bartel hoists it high. Contest going back almost. Bell not quite. Steve Johnson arched the back. King, can he find a target? He's got a short one. Ablett needs to hold, and he does. So Gary Ablett felt the effects of that. Will kick from 50. And a chance for Geelong's third consecutive goal. Good contest there from Nathan Ablett. Held his ground, at least made the ball come to ground and giving other players an opportunity. Gee, fell awkwardly there. So from directly in front, Gary Ablett will need to kick it from 50. Staggering approach. And the kick's offline. Only just made the distance. Just hooked it in search of that distance. Here's Pickett on Corey. Ooh. What'd you make of that, Steve?
Not much in it. Happens every day at training.
just in the supermarket, does it happen?
In the supermarket.
Walk down, just
laundromat.
My wife does it to me.
Well, hang on, we've got a story here. 12-7 to 8-5. Bartram. Oh, well done, Jimmy Bartel. Well done. And Martin Ellis pays the free, Michael.
Ooh.
Who's a little perplexed because Bartel was paid the free for in the back. Anyway, Chapman sets it to full forward. Johnson stays down. Nathan Ablett.
Well done.
All of a sudden, he wanted to give. He wanted to give. Steve Johnson just had to keep his head. He did. And suddenly they've come to life.
So Steve Johnson has two. Cat fans finding some voice. They've kicked the last three. The margin's back to 20 points. Can they keep this momentum? Alton was interrupted his run in by the umpire. White fists it forward. Ablett, little kick to himself, then lost the handle. Free kick though.
He's given him something, hasn't he?
He certainly has. He's got loose player at half forward. Prismal kick. Has it got the carry? Yes, Prismal marks. Plays on quickly. Into the pocket. Out comes Kingsley. Well done, Carroll. Good fist. Boundary throw in 45 metres from the Geelong goal. Kingsley hasn't been able to get into the game. One mark, one disposal. Good closing speed there from Nathan Carroll.
Yeah, he had a good year, Nathan Carroll.
Ball to the front off the head of White. Ablett hard up against the line, kicks towards the top of the goal square. Aaron Davey in the way, and away he goes. Draws Bartram into it. Good tackle from Hunt. Oh, he'll get a free kick.
Davey.
No.
To Davey.
It's going to Davey. That was a certain free kick to the Cats for a trip. Oof. Out wide to McDonald, who marks at half-back. Loose player on the wing is McLean, and they can run here. They've got Holland running forward. McLean. Enright needs to turn now. He didn't, and he gave away a free kick. Had too much focus on the man rather than the ball. So Cats can't afford Melbourne to score here.
Someone's got to get McLean.
No one has. That is just poor marking, because he ran past a couple of Geelong players and no one followed him. So he marks.
No one followed him and no one indicated that he was free.
And he chips it to Godfrey, who marks in the pocket 40 metres from goal. So Melbourne, as we've said right through the afternoon, every time Geelong look as though they're making some inroads, Melbourne have been able to respond. And Simon Godfrey now, a chance from 40 metres. Angle reasonably acute. There's a good look at it. What can he do? He kicks across the face. Big mark required, and the ball off hands through for a rush behind. So not a bad result that for the Cats.
Milburn. Prismal working hard. Needs to take it cleanly. Free kick. Suddenly this game has certainly gone up a level.
Martin Ellis is just squaring up the ledger a bit here.
Just plucking a few out, you reckon? Prismal is clean. Johnson got Corey loose at half forward, sees him now. It's on, it's open in the 50. Scarlett, the unlikely full forward for the Cats. Can he take it on the lead? No, he can't. And he really just looks a little at sea back there.
Well, the kick's coming in, Hutto. That's the problem.
True. Ablett.
Good boy.
Clever by hands.
Oh.
Hunt to Gary Ablett. Open square.
Corey free.
Will he take his chances? He does. He sets it up. And Corey should mark and does. What'll he do? Just waltz around?
Yeah, he just needs to keep his head. Don't panic. Just take a couple of steps around and just coolly put it through.
Ooh. I say, we may have a contest here, boys.
Back to 15 points, and Neil Danaher some concerns now. Geelong have kicked the last 4 goals of the game.
It was 38 points when Sylvia goaled at the 11-minute mark.
So umpire Ellis to restart play. Bounce favours Jamar, but Ottens does well. Chance for Bartel. Ottens shovels it out. Enright. Now Hunt. Little kick. A cute one around the body is effective. Bartel out of the centre square. Ablett's running forward. It's got the 40. Drop punt. Vacant goal. Square goal. Cats have kicked 5 on end. And the margin is back to 9 points. Gary Ablett has set this Geelong side alight in the 3rd term.
And Brad Otten's given them something in the middle. He was super out of the middle, took the ruck contest, ball comes to ground and was able to get the handball out. Build up was very good. Bartel marks there inside to Ablett. Great play, Cats.
I tipped this.
Well, I was just going to say, Hutto.
I was being sarcastic.
Yeah, you were about 15 minutes ago. You said, well, not if Geelong can kick the next 6 or 7. Well, they've kicked 5 on end.
Bartram on Ablett. He's lifted them. He's been the spark, at least one of them, in this quarter. 9 points in it. 12-8 to 11-5. Ottens. McLean. Bartel, he's been good in this quarter. The umpires have come good for the Cats too. So what will Melbourne do? What will their response be? Ling quickly to Tanase. Takes on Aaron Davey. You can't do that. He might be quick, Kane, but no one's quicker than Aaron Davey. Good tackle, and it produced the turnover. Cameron Bruce. So the Demons have been forced onto the back foot for the moment.
And just the Ablett boys this quarter have had 15 possessions between them and kicked 2 goals.
So just under 2 minutes left in the quarter. Cats need to hold firm here.
Jamar wanted that, didn't he? Really imposing stuff from Jamar. A good sign. Pretty open inside the 50. Quick to give it off. Egan gets back to help. Robertson. Oh, he got 2, but not the 3rd. Lonigan. Well played. Showed composure and showed Hunt the ball. He looks up, doesn't see much. He was committed to playing on, and he's got some options, a plethora of them through the middle. Ling did the right thing. Gave it to the man that can run and carry. Tanase, his disposal is still a bit sloppy. Gets a second chance. Ling, and they can keep moving now. There's a free kick in there. It's paid advantage. Enright gets it long. It needs to go. Ablett did magnificently, but just couldn't pull it down. Shades of his old man there just for a moment. He kept on going. He kept on going. Persistence paying. Steve Johnson can't find the release. Gary Jr. goes in there. They're on their feet, but Davey isn't.
Oh, how good too.
He is away. He leaves them all in their wake. And then turns it over. So they've got the wobbles, the D's.
32 seconds left in the quarter. Time enough for the Cats. Lonigan, who's done some nice things today, was caught a couple of times early, trying to do too much, but played a very good quarter high towards Ottens, but out-marking him, Jamar. And just goes back, taking his time. Still time if the Demons move it reasonably quickly. Looks as though they're content just to hold their own in the last seconds of this quarter. James McDonald, no intention there to get on with it quickly. He's marked It's just forward of the wing. And Mark Thompson, gee, you'd be happy with the way things have progressed in this quarter. The siren will sound at three-quarter time at Skilled Stadium. The Cats trail by just 9 points, 11 minutes into this quarter. Steve, they trail by 38. They kicked the last 5 goals of the quarter.
They did 6 goals to 2 in favour of Geelong that quarter, but they've got some bite back. They've actually got some spark up forward with Nathan Ablett and Scarlett giving something up there, starting to win some stoppages around the middle, and they've given themselves a chance. 11 points down at three-quarter time.
They've shown a bit of heart, the Cats. They're in the mix. Well, I'll tell you what, one of the best footy shows going around is Before the Game, and the guests tonight, Stephen Milne, Blake Carosella and Sean McManus. Should be a beauty. Neil Danaher, you can see what it means to the Reverend boys as we check on the fresh legs.
And for Melbourne, Godfrey Jones and James McDonald, still plenty of game time you'd think left, because they haven't played that much of the 91 minutes. So some run on the bench there for the Melbourne side.
And for the Cats, we see a bit of run still left in the legs in Tenace, Egan, and also young Prismal.
What will the approach be, do you think, boys, going over this last term?
Well, I just think from the Cats' point of view, they've just got to maintain what they did in that second half of the third quarter. They started to fight for the footy. They held the ball inside their forward line, started to carry the ball through the corridor as well, and they just need to maintain their intensity at the football.
And Jamar on the ruck, because Jeff White is on the bench. We'll check with Andrew Maher in a moment if there's anything wrong with Jeff White, but Neil Danaher certainly putting the gauntlet down to Mark Jamar as we start this last term from Skilled Stadium.
Ottens so wonderful in the third quarter, gets it down. Bartel dragged free but kept his composure. Rook, Corey, he shares it with David Johnson. High towards half forward. Prismal. Was he held? No, said the umpire. Well done by Hunt. Feeds the handball into the path of Ablett. Bartram hot in pursuit. Ablett keeps his feet. Finds the footy. Prismal followed it up. Off to Chapman. Chapman searching for a way forward from 50. Tries to bring it back. It'll land in the goal square. Scarlett almost, but not quite. So through 4, 1 behind. So the margin back to 8 points. And they haven't been that close, Geelong, since the opening 4 or 5 minutes of the match.
Would you persist with Scarlett up forward, Steve?
I think so. But they made the move in that third quarter. Yep. They've got to win the footy game, and it's worked for them.
Well, Travis Johnston not spooked. Well, he was spooked a little, but he kept his head. That'll
perceived pressure.
Yep. But he gets away with a quick clearance in the end because he finds Cameron Bruce, but an extra behind to the Cats could be handy. The margin is now 7. That's dangerous ball. Beautifully read by Corey Enright. Pickett put the head down.
Gee, see, you called it perfectly. He ducked his head. Should not have been a free kick.
Stuart Wen, the umpire that time, as Pickett sets it up. And Melbourne showing no fear. He has to go back behind the mark. Got to get that right at centre-half back.
Scarlett.
He's away, isn't he? He's loose. Did not good connection, but Scarlett had time to get there. He had Nathan Ablett to go to by hand. Didn't want to do that because Hunt was providing another one up the ground. Now it's Bartel swinging into the middle to Joel Corey, and it is open for them. Steve Johnson. The Demons have got numbers back inside the 50. Ablett, he has gone up a notch or two in this last half. He's needed to. The kick half run down. Well done, Prismal. Brave stuff in amongst a lot of Melbourne players. Off the left, it wasn't a great clearance from McLean. Ablett again doing some good hard work, allowing Harley and Milburn and Ling to set up another opportunity. This is Josh Hunt off the left. Scarlett comes. He came hard, but you can see that they're all Melbourne at ground level. McDonald and finds Byron Pickett.
Back to McDonald. Play on Slakoy, sweeps the handball inside the centre square to Robertson, who's away. One bounce, runs to 50, driving kick goalward. It's offline through 4, 1 behind. So couldn't quite finish there, Russell Robertson. As soon as he got the footy, he only had one thing on his mind. Cats bring it in. Melbourne, Ling. Loose player out wide. Here's Rook. Half back. Kicks it low, too low. Chapman now with a task on Daniel Ward. Was he held? Had to be a free kick, not paid. Rook squeezes the kick towards Nathan Ablett. Had to be clean with his hands and was. He's got support backwards. Bartel, Corey, kicks inside attacking 50. Steve Johnson, well done by Bell. Read it off the boot and takes a good mark inside defensive 50.
That was slashing play by Bell. Suddenly the pressure was growing there on Byron Pickett as well. He's done a nice job to get it to Cameron Bruce. Quickly back to Johnston. Oh, Green's away. He leaves the rest behind. Uze, it's an up and under one. Sort of ball that Robertson normally likes. He's on the ground. Miller was there as well, but it's all Cats. And this is Lonigan, who's growing with confidence. Both he and Nathan Ablett have really shown something. Lonigan again receiving from Enright. Doesn't see much through the middle. That's well spotted though. Rook gets away from Pickett. A lot of tired bodies out there. Not much movement when he looked up. Swishes into the middle. Gary Ablett, can he hit Scarlett? No, not at all. And it's Bartram again, leading Ling to the footy. And away to Travis Johnston, who's had plenty of work to do in this last quarter so far. Wasn't a perfect disposal, but McLean makes it look pretty good, and Godfrey gets it away.
High towards the wing, Enright going back, and behind him, good mark taken by Lonigan. Again, Milburn, Enright, now Corey. Trying to spot up an option. Oh, Bartel finds it eventually. Back to Enright, 60 from goal, chips it short. Steve Johnson on the lead. The kick, I don't know about the 15 metres there.
I think the kick travelled 15 metres, but this game's there to be won. They're getting the ball inside their forward line. They've got some run, and their forwards just need to keep presenting, working for each other. Steve Johnson, a good kick a goal.
We'll get down to Andy Marr shortly just to talk about this win, because I reckon it's turned around since early on in the game. But Johnson from 45 kicks it. Contest in the goal square. Otten's up high, couldn't quite take it. Rushed behind. Margin back to 7 points. Andy, what about that win down there? Has it changed around from the opening quarter?
I reckon it has, Chris. I reckon it's just stopped playing any sort of factor in the match at all right now, I reckon.
Certainly got colder. Good grab in the middle. Bartel. Geelong going again. Nathan Ablett sets it up for the square. Scarlett didn't know to come, and Chapman's gone back the wrong way. Not able to watch the footy, giving away the free kick.
And Jeff White back on the ground, Hutto. Just part of a rotation with Joe Maher that start of the fourth quarter.
Holland, who had good position yet, good decision.
And Scarlett up forward. I like him up there, but I reckon he shouldn't be on the last line. I reckon he's got to almost play like a centre-half forward.
One thing he will do is chase and harass, and he does that for a living. Carroll out to the wing. Ablett, he has been inspired in this half. The adrenaline pumping as Gary Ablett storms towards goal. Chapman, again, the finish just not quite there. This Melbourne defence is under a fierce pressure at the moment. They're standing up pretty well. Bell was great. Johnston just basically stagnant at half back. Getting lots of it. No free pay. Oh, it's a tough game, and there's some debris left in the wake. There's a Geelong player down.
Lonigan, great courage. Wonderful courage.
Green, he's got Uze away in the pocket. He got away. And that may, I'm trying to work out whose man that was, but they were left one short. You can see why. Lonigan just
no fear there.
Well, Adam Uze taking a long time over this shot, and it's not surprising. It is a vital, vital shot, but I think is he going to be made to wait or not? He's not. Lonigan in the hands of the trainers, but Adam Uze, has he got the golden boot on? Oh, it's clapped off. There was no doubt about that. Big one for the D's.
Coming from the ground, gee, it was a heavy knock. 7-3 inside 50s this quarter in favour of Geelong, but Melbourne have kicked their first goal, the first goal of the final quarter, through Adam Uze, their first goal since the 11-minute mark of the third quarter. So almost a quarter between goals. Lonigan taking a long time to get off the ground. Needs to get off if he can a little more quickly. Hunt on. From the bounce, Stephen King eventually shovels it free. Bartel, Corey, Chapman slipped over and was taken high and will get the free kick. Perhaps a little unlucky there, James McDonald, because Chapman slipped. Ordinarily, the tackle would have been a beauty. leading tackler in the competition, James McDonald. He's had a fantastic year for Melbourne. Paul Chapman drives it long and hard towards Ablett. Ball bounces just inside, so a boundary throw in at right half forward for the Cats. Margin 13 points. Geelong need to respond quickly. Trying to get back this ascendancy. Bell crashes through the Chapman tackle. Jams it on the boot, kicks it very high. Cameron Ling's got to wait underneath this and does it.
Well done.
With great skill and courage. Kicks out wide. King over the top. Wide, a great mark as well to respond for Melbourne. And he's got it at half back for the D's.
He has, and he's in no real hurry, waiting for his teammates to come from behind, give him some support. Ward. Oh, beautifully judged again. He's become a specialist, David Johnson, at doing that. And he knows this time not to get caught playing on. Although he did play on again, and he did get in a bit of trouble, and it hasn't worked out all that well. Daniel Bell.
Ooh.
Chapman. Maybe just a little warning there from Stuart Wynn. Aaron Davies been relatively quiet since quarter time. Blistering opening. 19 possessions for the day, though. Certainly played his part. Oh, nudge paid against King. Seems a bit flummoxed with it all.
Can't you just have two ruckmen try and jostle and test the strength on the boundary throw-in, Steve?
Well, I don't think there was much in that.
Uze, the pace of the game just slowing for a moment. Now it goes forward again through Carroll. Rivers is intruding on the forward line, and he's 60 from goal. Sets it to full forward. Green's coming. Robertson's down there. Harley. Green still lurking, but well done, Ling. Melbourne, he's always got the option behind him to concede. Doesn't want to, maybe he should have. Rivers on Ablett. Bartel, McDonald, well done, Steve Johnson. Created the path, and now backs up. How will he use it? Because
he's got no one to go to, Hutto.
He needs to, well, he brought it in. Low percentage for Ablett. Was always going to be hard. Well done, Uze. Carroll. Not a great kick, and Ling with the spike.
Steve Johnson free.
Hunt sees him. Oh, Steve Johnson inside 50. The Cats' chance is alive. He didn't kick it well, but he did kick a goal.
Third goal to Steve Johnson, and the margin's cut back to 7 points. Neil Danaher wondering.
Geelong with the last 6 centre breaks.
So Otten's back on the ground against White. He wins it down towards Ling, but he couldn't control it. Jones paddles. Still got it, Jones. Shovels it out. Crowd call a throw. Bruce, good little handball over the top to McDonald. Can't find the handle, though. Pressure from Bartel. In fact, he got cleaned up by his own teammate, Bartram, there, I reckon. Ball spills out to Nace. Needs to attack it and does. Ottens. Chapman. Whoa, got cleaned up. Davey, oh, don't know that he went it that hard, Darren Davey. Corey pulled off the ball by Davey, and the umpire calls for it. We'll get a bounce between wing and half forward. Paul Chapman put down, but no relayed free kick there.
Cats have got a free man around this stoppage. Rivers the free man in the defensive half for the Demons.
Ottens has been wonderful in the ruck. Chapman drills it short. Nathan Ablett, oh, strong attempt, not paid. Out towards Prismal. Can he pick it up? Snaps it back to the top of the goal square. Bartel outnumbered. He gathers it. Brilliant handball. Steve Johnson will kick a goal for the Cats. Margin 1 point.
7 of the last 8 goals. Crowd stunned by this turnaround in the game. 1 point the difference. They trailed by 38 at one stage. 11 minutes into the third quarter, and Geelong seem doomed. The Demons playing for a top 4 place. Need to get a wriggle on out of the middle. Bartram not going anywhere at this stage.
Another clearance for the Cats.
Enright. Nathan Ablett's coming again. He doesn't go it at that time. Great hard work, though. Quick kick from Gary Ablett. That man again. Steve Johnson. Oh, he did enough. Is it a free? It's not. Geelong are in front. The fullback, Matthew Scarlett, puts them in front.
Geelong in front for the first time this afternoon. Steve Johnson creating another goal for that man, Matthew Scarlett. Big hit, big collision between Steve Johnson and Ben Holland. Back in the centre, Geelong incredibly in front. They've kicked 8 of the last 9 goals. Oh, great courage that from Bartel. Didn't earn a free kick. Rook puts his head over the ball, as does Godfrey. David Johnson fighting, needs to get it out. Oh, be careful, be careful. Umpire calls for it. This has been an amazing comeback. We witnessed a great game last week with the Dogs coming back after trailing by 31 points against Adelaide. But for Geelong to resurrect where they were early in the third quarter has been quite remarkable. Brad Otten's fighting hard at ground level. Umpire letting it go.
Quick look at what's on the line for the Cats. We know it's the position number 8. They'll need the Bulldogs to lose next week. They need to win today and beat Hawthorn and then get more percentage. We should talk about Melbourne in a moment, though, Sauce, and what Neil Danaher should be doing. In the meantime, it's Bartel, it's Enright, it's Chapman, it's Egan. They're all in it, the Cats. They're all in it together. They've come from behind. Milburn, he's got Johnson away again. Oh, he's turning it on. Steve Johnson, you just about think he might kick a goal the way he's going. He turns himself in and out of knots. Tried for a little bit too much. He still might be able to have another crack at it. No, it's Davey and the Demons for McLean, and that could be a crucial one. Melbourne now trailing by 5. Had the spare man. Bruce better watch out. Oh, he handled to no one in particular, but McLean was able to read it well. Still a dangerous ball for the Cats, and Hunt sees it safely over the line.
Melbourne sensational. 3-on-1 basically. This is the error by Steve Johnson. Stays to ground, needed to get back up quickly. Make a mistake, try and rectify it.
Demons trailing by 5 points. Deep into attack, Jamar. Ball to the back. Ottens, oh, dubious looking handball. Harley tries to get it clear, can't bounce 30 metres from Melbourne's goal.
There's the top end of the deal for the ladder. Melbourne, as we said, trying to get that number 3 spot back in the top 4 with a tough game next week against Adelaide. It's on the line for them as well.
Travis Johnston, Hunt, handball, he kept his head well there, off to Links. Melbourne wobbles the torpedo towards a vacant wing position. Up comes Nathan Ablett. Look out, collision. Well done, Sylvia. Kept his eye on the ball. Oh, Carroll overruns it. Allows Tenace in. He's away, the racehorse. Tenace from 50. Kicks it short. Steve Johnson. Can he be clean with his hands? No. Couple of little fumbles. Stays over the footy. Well done. Great stuff. That from Bartram. Got it out to Ward. And off to Sylvia. So Melbourne out of trouble. Kick out wide. He's marked by McLean. Oh, gee, some treatment there from Rook. Is that 50? No. So Rook just running off the mark, just to create some doubt in McLean's mind. But he kicks into in the middle of the ground.
He does. Bell's there, but so is Ablett. Who's going to win it at ground level? It's Miller who lends a hand. Took them on. Crowd wanted a free. Well done, Egan. Cats inspired at the moment. Nothing can stop them. Chapman to Ablett. Gary Ablett, oh,
Tired kick, wasn't it?
He's exhausted. Doesn't score.
He's exhausted. 2 or 3 efforts there, and then had to try and run and carry the football and finish it off with a goal.
And Steve Johnson is that spent. He just stood 30 metres from goal and just had his arm up. Kick for goal. I can't go for it. Gee, it was a great chase from Brad Miller as well.
Still a long time to go. 7 minutes. And Geelong's lead is slender at best. Nathan Ablett doing the ruck work. Lots of Demons there. Steve Johnson trying for another miracle. Bartram, still Johnson goes. The old handy point takes it to a 1-goal lead for the Cats. This drama has come from absolutely nowhere. It was a ho-hum, very solid Melbourne performance, and just from absolute nowhere, the Cats have turned it around.
Bartram to Jamar. Kick was okay. Inside to Bell. What can Melbourne do here? Bell's a good kick onto the chest to Pickett. He kicks it out wide. A couple of runners, Godfrey and also Sylvia. Rook did very well, but he gave away the free kick in the process.
Paid the mark.
Okay, so Godfrey to take it, 70 from goal.
Steve Johnson off the ground, exhausted.
Godfrey kicks into the pocket. Out comes Robertson. Great fist from Harley. Much to the delight of Geelong fans. Great test this for Melbourne, Steve, because they are grand final aspirants, premiership aspirants, and this is a real challenge for them. Boundary throw in at half forward. Jamar and King, ineffective ruck play. Corey somehow did it superbly off to Enright. Kick around the body. Or Prismal was held. No free kick. The umpire put the whistle to mouth. Didn't blow it. McLean, Bell, now Ward. And they share it around. And trying to be patient here, Melbourne. Retain possession. Carroll over the top. McLean kicks it short to Pickett. Still inside the centre square, though. Under 6 minutes left. We'll get the 5-minute warning pretty shortly. Pickett line, loads up with a spiral to the goal square. Jamar not quite. Egan did well. Enright forced to kick it quickly. Is it out on the full? Yes. Free kick to Melbourne between wing and half forward.
So just over 5 minutes remaining for the Demons. They need someone to stand up. Robertson and Uze have been quelled after being so deadly dangerous earlier. Gee, Jamar wanted it, didn't he, all the way? Just got the yard in front of King, and now he has to kick the goal to try and level things up.
And we just really slow to respond there.
Yeah.
Stephen King.
So Jamar. For the season, Mark Jamar, 8 goals, 2. So not a complete stranger.
7-2 from set shots.
To kicking goals. This one to test him, but boy, he loves it. Oh. Fierce opposition from the crowd, but a goal.
So Mark Jamar responds for Melbourne. Scores a level. An intriguing final 5 minutes we've got. We're into the final 5 minutes. And Stephen King will do battle with Mark Jamar. Perfect bounce from umpire Ellis. Jamar gets it down. McDonald fighting hard, hands and knees. Corey tries to get it clear, can't. Ling's got it. Handballs in hope, straight to Pickett. Kicks it very high towards half forward. Out comes Uze, can't take the mark. Great stuff from Bartel. Ball knocked forward. Out comes Hunt. Was able to get it clear. King, Budzinski, Corey. Geelong into attack. Corey, a wobbly old kick towards half forward. Now something's happened back off the ball here. It's a Geelong free kick. It'll come back to Budzinski.
How can he do that?
Well,
it has to be downfield, doesn't it?
Well, it should be where
the ball is. Anyway, we'll see here.
Well, it just depends when the infringement took place. Well, no, he said it before he kicked it was when the infringement took place. Hunt's penetrating kick towards Bartel. Little fumble, allows McDonald in. Bartel soccers off the ground. Coming to meet it, well played Rivers in front of Kingsley. Need to be able to react quickly in these situations. McLean's kick wasn't great. Rook made it a real contest, but he's outnumbered. Bruce to Green. Green long towards half-field. Hunt needs to go here, and he does. Fist it over the line. Boundary throw and half-forward for Melbourne.
Draw's not enough for Geelong in terms of the 8. And probably not enough for all that'll help Melbourne. But they need a win. Conventional wisdom is top 4 is the place that you can really mount a premiership challenge from. Byron Pickett, one of the danger men, off the ground. We can see Jeff White is back in the ruck.
Steve Johnson back on for the Cats.
Godfrey, not normally a goal kicker. Uze can produce some amazing results. Well done, Harley. Wins the joust that time with Russell Robertson, but it's still on. Green, he just bangs it, just bashes it back in there. Who's going to stand up and take it now? It's tough and it's rugged in there. Corey, oh, off the ground, Uze. A point the umpire almost went over. It's all happening.
Will that be enough for Melbourne? Hunt got Chapman on the wing. Oh, was pushed out and gets the free kick from umpire Ellis, who's squaring up the ledger. Chapman on the wing. Still plenty of time. Prismal runs for him.
Melbourne back in front though, so now the onus is on the Cats.
Prismal on the wing, just wanting something. No one presents, so it goes back to Hunt. Hunt can play on. Needs to find a target inside attacking 50. He does. Bartel, 48 from goal. Don't think he can make the distance from there. Kicks it short. Oh, this is drifted into attacking 50 and has marked 40 from goal. So wonderful opportunity here for Geelong as we tick through 26 minutes. The 5-minute warning came at 21:53. So there's still 3 or 4 minutes left, you would think. But this, a critical kick for Brad Ottens as the shot clock counts down. He'll be okay. Brad Ottens from 45 metres. Drop punt on its way. He's missed to the left, but he's levelled the ledger. It's all tied up here at Skilch Stadium, 94 apiece.
Oh, a grandstand finish. Ben Holland told, as we look at the quarter times, 7 goals, 8 goals and 8 goals. We'll just check how many goals have been in this quarter.
Just 5.
5, so might be shorter than that. Approaching the 27-minute mark. And it's all tied up. Cameron Ling's down, just at the middle at the top of your screen there. Ottens again does well to get in the thick of it. Corey Enright in his 100th. A little bit too proppy over the top. Was trying to find Ling, who's, I think, making his way off towards the edge. Oh, Ward was courageous there. Prepared to back himself. Keeps on going. Over to Cameron Bruce. He's told to go as well. Long towards full forward. Robertson from the side. Uze flying. Jamar in amongst it. Standing his ground, Melbourne. Takes them on. Over to Hunt. A few nervous moments. Hunt regains it, and the Cats with the scores level have the ball at half-back as David Johnson goes for his lookalike.
Paul Chapman marks in space on centre wing. Closed down, so no chance there to play on. Testing time this for players. Steve Johnson.
Got to move it.
Tries to get around his immediate opponent and does successfully. Kicks inside attacking 50. Ottens palms it down towards Steve Johnson. Boundary line too close. Boundary throw in at half forward. Between half forward and wing, in fact, for the Cats. 28.
Cats have got the spare
08.
man around this stoppage.
Very open forward line here for Geelong. Boundary throw in. Not long left. Ottens brilliantly down to Chapman, who crashes through. Kicks it inside, attacking 50. Ball bounces in space. They just need it behind. Scarlett will soccer. Can't get there. And brilliantly done by Ward. Does he kick it out on the full?
Ward.
No, he keeps it in. James McDonald. Melbourne a chance here. Melbourne might steal this match. Handball over the top to Bell. McLean. It's over the line. Boundary throw in between wing and half forward for the Cats.
Oh, the tension. It is unbelievable. McLean over the line. The scores are level. Fairly open in the forward line. It's congested. It's a melting pot at half forward. Enright to give the Cats a chance to run onto it. Miller better watch out.
Great
He did.
pick up, Miller.
He rode it well. Carroll, McDonald. Will either team be able to break it and score? Someone just has to score. It's in good hands. Wojcinski looking for a mark. Oh, couldn't get it. Bartel was there. Here's a chance. Scarlett. It's long. It won't make it. Oh, forward.
It's all over.
No score. It's a draw. Cats are out of the finals race. A draw. Unbelievable finish. Anti-climax for both sides and for the crowd. Geelong are out of the finals race. Here's the last seconds.
A second away.
Yep, a second away, and the first draw since round 2 of 1911 between these two clubs.
Why didn't they have the timekeepers from Launceston? Geelong would have won.
They've got to hand it to the Cats. They came back. They were down by 38 points, 11 minutes into the second term. Let's get down to Andy Marr.
Thanks very much, Chriso. Amazing scenes down here. How does it feel?
Obviously no feeling for Jeff White at all. And that sums it up in a way, doesn't it? It's just you don't know how to feel in a draw.
Well, it's a disastrous day for probably both clubs. I mean, Melbourne wouldn't be happy with a draw. It really does them no favours whatsoever, considering they're going for the top 4 spot. And the Cats, well, they were super after half-time, and
they kicked 8 of the last 10 goals, Steve.
And why, if they could just go back and have a look at the tape and see the difference in intensity, the way they took the ball, held the ball in their forward line, it was just like 2 different teams, and a second away from snatching this game.
Well, we're all a bit shocked, a bit stunned about that result, because it was a gripping final few moments, and Corey Enright, when he burst out through the centre.
Let's go to Andrew Maher again.
Yeah, let's hope we're here. We're alive now. How does it feel, mate? You've had an extra couple of seconds to think about it.
Yeah, mixed feelings. You know, we had opportunity down there in the last minute or so, and so did they. So we controlled the match from majority of the time, and they come back in the 3rd quarter, which they just got to run, and we just couldn't slow the tempo down. But yeah, it's mixed feelings at the moment.
How does it go from a game when you're appearing to be in such total control, like you did for 2.5 quarters, to what we saw in the last 40 minutes of that game? How does it actually happen?
Yeah, I don't know. We try to slow it down, and we try to get control of the ball. They won the contested ball. That was as simple as that, and we couldn't get our hands on it, and they got the momentum. The crowd was behind them, and yeah, it's just yeah, look, mixed emotions at the moment.
I guess the result doesn't hurt you blokes. It destroys them in terms of their hopes of playing finals footy, but for you, it puts you back where you need to be for the time being.
Yeah, it does. Well, it makes next week even more important. You know, we come here to take the 4 points. Got 2 points, but yeah, a bit of a shame.
Well, sort of commiserations and sort of congratulations. Thanks for spending some time with us. Back to you, boys.
Thanks, Andrew. Season over for Geelong. Got one more match against Hawthorn, but as far as the finals go, the season is over, and it really was a strange old way to put the full stop on Geelong's season, which has been disappointing to say the least. But the Demons, of course, have got Adelaide next week, so they can still make the top 4 if they can do the job against the Adelaide Crows. What a finish, what a scoreline. Nothing between them at the end of the day. A big Saturday afternoon of footy.
Like, it's too early for the Cornell team to be thinking that anyway, and that was just a very ordinary kick.
Oh, McConnell just needs to make sure of it, and Perry wasn't far from the contest. McConnell's just got his spade out at the moment. He's busily digging at centre-half back. Perry can kick goal number 6. North have hit the front. 25.5 gone. Jars screaming out directions. What a game.
Justin McConnell will be absolutely kicking himself there. Just gave it too much air, even if it was on, but it was just not the right move at this stage of the game. Glenelg got to keep attacking. There's still time for North to come back and win it anyway. So now North have hit the front. Glenelg are going to all attacking.
Ian Perry, 13 marks and 23 possessions. For the Tigers, Brett Backles in the 20s in both categories. 24 kicks, 20 handballs.
6th lead change of the match as Gibbs comes clear from the centre.